Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video from your favorite screen girl, your favorite psych nurse. And in today's video, I'm going to be going straight to the point, hitting the nail on the head. So I've brought good news for my internationally trained registered nurses. If you've been struggling with your Ielts, because we all can testify how difficult it is for us to write that exam and pass that exam at once. So if you've written your Ielts once, twice, within the last 12 months, within the last 1 year, I bring you good news on how you can combine your results together and migrate to the UK. So recently the NMC UK made some changes to the test, to the English test requirement for internationally trained nurse to migrate to the UK. I am going to be showing you how to do this. I'm going to be giving you an example on how to combine these results on the NMC UK website, so that you are well informed, because it's actually a bit dicey. So if that sounds like what you want to hear, my OGs, stick to the end of the video so that you do not miss a tip. And without beating about the bush, let's jump right into the video. Welcome back guys to the channel. So just for accuracy's sake, I'm going to be reading from my phone, and I'm going to be also using my laptop just to show you guys, so that I don't miss a step and I don't give you guys the wrong information. So I'll first start with the Ielts requirements for nurses to work in the UK that we are all familiar with. So this says Ielts requirements for nurses and midwives wishing to work in the UK. On the 28th November 2018, the NMC, that's the Nursing and Midwifery Council, announced changes to its English language proficiency requirements for overseas nurses and midwives. So I think the scores that we're all used to is actually the overall band score of 7.0. So it means that in the 4 modules, in your reading, writing, speaking, and listening, by the time you calculate everything, you should have an overall band score of 7.0, though there is a clause. So you should have 7 in speaking, 7 in listening, 7 in reading, but you can have a 6.5 in writing. It doesn't mean you cannot have more, but at least 6.5 in writing and 7.0 in every other module. So guys, I'm going to be showing you like a practical example, like how to even access the test calculator on the NMC website. So I'm here with my laptop, and all you need to do is just click on the website, which is nmc.org.uk. You go to registration. So when you click, you see something like this. This is what you will see on the website. So you go ahead and click on registration. When you check registration, you would see how to like join in the register. So when you see this, you would see this English language requirements. Like this is where we're going to English language requirements. So this is it. So this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. And then we go to English language test results. Yes. So this is it. This is it. So I'm going to be reading it out. This place is just like an overall, just an information. Like we know that in the UK, there are only 2 language tests that they accept. Is either you have the Ielts, which is the International English Language Test System, that's the Ielts, or the occupational English test, that's the OET. And for nurses that are coming to the UK, you will need to have the academic type. Like, you know, there is general and then there is academic. You need to have the academic type. So as at today's date, the only acceptable English tests for you to migrate to the UK as a nurse is just the English test, that's the OET, the Ielts, pardon me, and the occupational English test. So so this is the Ielts. This is the Ielts. So this is it. So it is either you already achieved that total band score of 7, as it's showing here, 7, or you want to combine. So this is it. So combining the results, these are the requirements that you need. Like, these are the things that you need to fulfill. So it says you can achieve the required mark across 2 IELTS sitting if, 1, you sit the test within 12 months of each other. Yeah, and you're tested in all 4 sections at the same time. If you guys remember, I made mention of something like a plan that was put in place a time that when you fail a module, you can go back and write the module separately without writing the entire 4 modules again. But for this one, for you to combine your IELTS results, you have to have been tested in all the 4 sections. Like the 2 times that you've written the exam, you need to have been tested in all the 4 sections, and you achieve at least 7 for reading, listening, and speaking, and at least 6.5 for writing in at least one of the 2 test sittings. So in one of those exams that you've written, in one, you should have this score. So no score in either of the 2 test sitting should be below 6.5 for listening, reading, and speaking, or below 6. So it means that if you've written it the first time and you had 6.5 in listening, 6.5 in reading, 6.5 in speaking, and 6 for writing, that is perfect. But it shouldn't be below 6.5 for listening, reading, and speaking, or below 6 for writing. You know that the normal band score, if you're not combining your results, should be 7 for reading, 7 for listening, speaking, and at least 6.5. But this combination of the scores, if you have to do that, you need to have at least 6.5 for listening, reading, and speaking, and 6 for writing. You cannot have below this. And like I stated earlier, it says you cannot combine OET and IELTS test score when combining results. Yeah, so it's either you're combining 2 IELTS together or 2 OET exams together. So this is for IELTS, and for OET, this is it. So it's saying if you want to combine the OET test results, is also the same. You ought to have sat for the test within 12 months of each other. You need to be tested in all the 4 sections, and no score in either of the 2 test speaking are below grade C plus for, like, that's between 300 and 340 for listening, reading, and speaking, or below grade C, and that is between 250 and 290 for writing. So you cannot, also in this place, it also says you cannot combine OET and IELTS test results when combining your test. So it is very, very straightforward. I've shown us how we're going to get to this point. Like, if you have your test result and then you want to input it on the website yourself to see if you meet this requirement. So I'm going to show you an example on how to input this and those things that you would see, because there are some color codings that you need to check out for that will make you know if you've actually gotten, like, if you've met the criteria for you to be able to use this result. So here I'll be inputting like test results. Keep in mind, I said you need to have 6.5 in reading, speaking, listening, and at least 6 in writing. So this is the test page. So before you begin, please note you need to complete the form in one go. You cannot save it and come back later. You will lose your answers if you leave the page, or if you refresh the page, or if you use your browser's back button. You can use the calculator as many times as you like, and we won't store your information or in any way link it to your application. So for people that feel like, oh, if I access this website, it might store my information and they might use this against me, is actually giving you this already, that your information would not be stored in any way and it will not be linked to your application. So let's just have a practical example so that we would see what I'm saying. So you just click on the next button Yeah, so depending on the exam you want to combine, so it's asking you if it's an IELTS or if it's an OET. So I'm going to pick IELTS. So this is for the first test, like this is for test one. So it's going to ask you, what did you get in listening? So in listening, let's say you got a 6.5 in listening. In your reading, also a 6.5. In your writing, you got a 6. And in your speaking, you got a 6.5. So I've actually put in all this data in here, and then you just click on next. Yeah, so this is the first one we did was test one. So this is test two scores. So in test two, let's put another 6.5 in listening, in reading another 6.5, in writing another 6, in speaking another 6.5, and then you submit. So this is the color thing I was talking about. So this is how to interpret the results. Your results will show as either green for a required score, yellow for a minimum score that you can only use for test combination. So this green, if you see green, it means yes, like that is the normal score you're supposed to have, even at one sitting. Do you understand? Like at one sitting, that is what you're meant to have. For yellow, it's going to show you the minimum score that you can use. Like this is if your test, like if you're combining your tests, yellow is going to show you the minimum score that you can use when you're combining your test. So red is for below minimum score. So if it is below minimum score, it means that you cannot use it. You cannot use that test. So it says to combine your test results, you must have had at least one green score in each section. If you have a red score in any section, you cannot combine that test. And as you guys can see, it has today's date, like the 19th of February, which is the date I was actually calculating the results. So we're going to go on. So this is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So it's actually going to show listening test 1, listening test 2, like for the first test and for the second test. So because I actually put a 6.5 in listening, it is showing me that this is the minimum score for listening. This score would allow you to combine test results as long as you scored at least 7 in listening in test 2 and you did not get any red score in any of the other tests. Do you understand? So this is listening test 2. Is also showing the same thing. Like I actually did put like the normal requirements, like the normal score that they would actually require you to have if you want to combine the results. So in the following test, so for this kind of results now, definitely you can combine your results. You can combine the results, but I'm going to show you what would come. So if we remember when we were doing the color coding, it says green for the required score. So it's going to show you a yellow if you have that minimum score needed for combination. It will show you a yellow if you have the minimum score needed for the combination. So I'm going to do another one so that we can see how it looks like. So I'm just going to go back to registration, joining the register, like just in case you need to see it all over again. English language requirements, English language tests, and we're going to do this all over again. So I'm going to do this again using the IELTS. I just want us to I want us to see like if the color coding is going to be different. So in listening, I'm going to put a 7.5. In reading, I'm going to put 8.0. In writing, I'm going to put a 7.0. In speaking, I'm going to put 8.5. And next, and this is test 2. Here, I'm going to put a 7.0. In reading, I'm going to put a 7.5. In writing, I'm going to put a 7.5. And in speaking, I'm going to put a 7.5. And then we would see if the color would change. Exactly. So you see, the previous one I showed you guys was amber, like a yellow color. But this is actually showing a green. So if you meet that score, like if you meet the required score but do not meet like the overall band score. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you meet the required score that you're supposed to have in each module, like at least 7.0, 7.0, 7.0, then 6.5 in writing, is going to show you a green. So I've showed you what it's going to be like. But if you're seeing amber, it doesn't mean that you cannot combine this result. Of course you can combine the results, but it means that you have the minimum score required for combination of results. Do you understand? Like you have that minimum. So I'm going to show you guys what is going to look like if there is a red. So I'm going to show you guys if this is going to like turn to a red color. So I'm going to be putting below what you need. What you need for test combination is at least 6.5, but for this one I'm going to be putting a 6.0. So I've entered a 6.0 for listening. I'm going to enter a 6.0 for reading, and then a 5.5 for writing and a 6.0. This is for test 1, and then we're going to go next. Then for this module also, I'm going to put a 6.5, which is the required score. Let's just see if anything would change. And then a 6.0 for this and a 6.5 for that. And let's see. So you can see it's flashing. This is red, 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 red. So this is test 1, and that is because in test 1, I entered scores that were actually below the required mark or the required score if you want to combine your results, and that is why it is flashing red. And for this type, you cannot use it exactly. So this is it. This score does not meet our requirements for writing. You cannot use this text for combining. To combine tests, you cannot score below 6 in writing in either test. So this is how to use it. Like from here, you can pick it up. From here, you would know if you can use your Ielts results or your OET results. So this is everything. And I think this is actually good news, because there are some of us that actually just have this exact minimum score requirements, and we're actually thinking, oh, I want to go and write another exam, I want to go and do this, I want to go and do that. You don't have to waste your money, as long as they are 12 months apart from each other. Do you understand? They're 12 months apart. So let's assume you wrote one this year, like you wrote one Ielts this year, and you know that Ielts result takes 2 years before it expires. So you write one this year in February this year, and then you meet this minimum requirement, and you write the next one next year February. So, and you have the same, you can obviously combine your results without having to worry about tutoring, paying for lessons, or registering the exam, like going through the stress of registering another exam. I feel this is wonderful. This is even going to increase nurses' chances to be able to migrate to the United Kingdom. So guys, I hope with that bit of demonstration you guys were able to get it. But if you do not still understand, feel free to drop me comments in the comment section. I'm going to drop my Instagram handle. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm going to drop my Instagram handle. I'm going to drop my TikTok. TikTok. Let's connect on TikTok, my people. I'm also going to drop my email address just in case you guys need to like reach out to me. So I'm going to be answering your questions, and like I said, feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. And before we continue, guys, please do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and subscribe, so that we can grow this community together and we can put out more information, like helpful information for our friends, our colleagues back home that want to migrate to the UK. So please, I'm begging you guys, subscribe. It is free. Subscribe. Just smash that button, and make sure you turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video on YouTube. Thank you so much. And though this information is actually for registered nurses, my next video is going to be about people that want to come to the UK as carers, senior carers and stuff. I've got you guys in mind, so just stay tuned, keep it locked down on this channel, yeah, because I'm going to be bringing you all the useful tips. And for nurses, if you guys still need me to do like a detailed video on documents, how to look for employers, how to look for agencies, how to get your COS, the things that you need to know, like the in total of the things that you need to know when you're applying, please let me know, because I've had people reach out to me like, oh, they've done their Ielts, they've done their CBT, but they're still looking for jobs and everything. And people have this notion that if you're a registered nurse, like just general nurse, like adult nurse back home, it is quite difficult for you to get a job. No, everybody has got equal opportunity to jobs in the UK. So please let me know, send me a DM if you want me to make another video like explaining in details what you need to know, how to search for jobs and everything. Please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to create the content explaining to you guys how to go about it. Till I come your way next time, I remain your favorite screen girl, your favorite psych nurse. Until I come your way next time, you guys remember, you're the what? You're the real OG. Thanks guys, bye.